happy Humpday. That's right, Wednesday's here, and you don't want to go anywhere because we are hitting up the video store. That's right, Video Archives, and we are going to rent Amphibian Man. You don't want to miss this. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Previously on the Nerdy Ronin Network.
Yes. In closing, I will leave you with a quote from Pompeii, 79 AD. Hack! The floor is lava! Happy Hump Day. That's right. It's the middle of the work week. The weekend is in sight. We're so close, yet oh so far. We're right in the middle, 50-50, baby. The work week. Please hurry up and get out of here. We are looking for the weekend. But until then, hey, like and subscribe. We're glad you're here. Thanks for being here. And we've got something awesome today. In the description down below are links, if YouTube lets us have links still, or you can hit us up over at thenerdyronin.com. All our links are there for sure. For sure. All right. Hey, today we are hitting it up at the video store with Quentin and Roger. That's right. Video Archives time, y'all. We went there, we hung out, we saw Quentin and Roger talking about a movie that's old, that as an American, you've probably never heard of. That's okay. I'm going to tell you how you can watch it for free, and I'm going to tell you all about it. And is it good? Is it bad? Let's talk about it. Let's look at it, shall we? Amphibian Man. Original title? Something in Russian I can't say. There's a dash in there. 1962. It's not rated. There's absolutely nothing in this movie bad. There's no blood, no guts, no sex, no violence. Well, a little bit of violence, but like silly childlike violence. Like tussling, if you will. But overall, no bad language. It's in Russian. Now, that being said, on Tubi, where you can watch it for free, with ads, it's in English. It's been dubbed. So, there was no language in it. Hour and 36 minutes. But I will give you this caveat. I enjoy using Tubi because generally their ads are not overly intrusive. But for whatever reason, this hour and 36 minute movie took well over 2 hours because the ads were pretty hard and heavy, intrusive. They were short, but quite frequent. So be forewarned. However, it's free, and this movie you need to see. So here's the deal, you guys. Here is the deal. This is a Russian movie made early 60s. You can't tell it. It's fantastic. In fact, it is the first Russian movie with underwater scenes filmed for this movie. And it is a delight. It's fantastic. It's a love story. Does it end on a high note? I'm not going to tell you. That's for you to decide. But I heard Quentin and Roger talking about how good this movie looks and how good it is. And most people in America have never heard of it. But if you go to Russia, it's their Wizard of Oz, basically. Everybody's seen this movie and loved this movie. It's well loved there. That being said, watching it with an English dub over it, I didn't even turn on the closed captioning because I just wanted to pay attention to the movie, and I didn't have time to watch it twice. My apologies. So I don't know how close the closed captioning and the English dub is, but it was extremely easy to understand what was going on. So if you want to watch it with the subtitles instead of the English dub, you can do that, or you can watch it with both, or whatever. But overall, this is a fantastic movie, and it does not necessarily look like it's from the early 60s. The way it's shot, the style, and it's beautiful. It has some really good camera work in it in certain points. Some nice camera angles where you're seeing reflections of the action that's going on and characters coming into the screen and or onto the screen what you're watching. Obviously, as they enter the scene. It was pretty intriguing, but from the very beginning, I didn't know what to expect other than what I had heard from Quentin and Roger. Now, they seem to really like this movie, and I can see why. The way it's filmed is really nice. The story is really good, and you've got a bad guy. You've got a somewhat kind of not really good guy. You have a young boy, if you will, or young man, if you will, who's innocent, but doesn't know the ways of the world, and the woman he falls in love with, who the bad guy wants to marry. There's a pearl diving going on here. There's a shark attack. It's crazy. But overall, this was a delightful watch. And not just for the scenery, not just... Now, if I'm to take Quentin and Roger at what they were sure of, is that it was actually filmed in Cuba. Because it is like a Mexican country where most of the police wear sombreros and a lot of the people walking around are wearing sombreros. I've never been to Cuba, but evidently if you have been, you recognize the streets and the way it's set up there. Excuse me. But the overall story of it's a human interest story where a man is in debt and he needs money, and to get money he makes a deal with the devil, which is the bad guy, for his daughter. Meanwhile, she falls in love with a young man who can breathe underwater due to his lungs were damaged at some point as a child. His father, who's a scientist, put a young shark gill in his body to try to help his lungs work, and in turn it made it where he could breathe underwater and out of water. So that alone was super intriguing. And the outfit the boy wears when he's underwater, it's very sharky, but sparkly. It's just, I don't even know how to describe it. It was like a ball gown, but not a gown, floating through the water with a fin and a really cool helmet on, and it's just fantastic. So this is not like, I guess it could be a date movie, but you don't, it doesn't have our sensibilities in it. There's no messaging, no weirdness. It's just a great story, and coming from Russia, I was super surprised at just how well done this is. It looks great. The way it was filmed, great. As I've never watched Russian movies before, I didn't know what to expect. So, do yourself a favor. Take an hour and a half, or 2 hours, or whatever it is. Sit down, turn on Tubi, look this up, and watch. And if you don't want to use Tubi, it's on YouTube. You just have to do a little searching. So overall, I agree with Roger and Quentin. It was a great movie, and I'm really glad I watched it. And I think you will be too. It's good entertainment. And anybody can watch it. There's nothing in it to affect any certain person's sensibilities. It is what it is, which is just a good story. So there you go. That's it. That's Humpday Review. I know, it's kind of short, 8 minutes, but hey, I've got nothing bad to say about this. Fun times. Great movie. So there you have it. For Michael, the microphone, Bob, squeaky chair in the back, and this silly fat nerd, we'll see you on Friday.